Hello everyone, how are you all doing? It's AJ the One here. Hope you're all having a nice day, and I know I am. This is part one, or the first installment of the What If. What if Naruto had Mario power-ups? Now this is one of a more unique What If that I just thought of last night. The reason for this is, I just want it to be fun. I also played a Mario game yesterday as well. Mario game, quote unquote. Oh shit. Is Mario Kart, Mario Kart is technically a Mario game. Has the installment of a bunch of other characters though. Either way, doesn't even matter. Played Mario Kart, got me thinking, that would be a cool idea. So I'm just gonna start the what if now. So, how Naruto would get these power-ups is, I'll explain that later, but the reason why he has them is more of like a KK gang. No. I'm pretty sure Naruto is the reincarnation of Ashura, right? I'm gonna say that this is something these are abilities of the reincarnation of Ashura that he had. The reason why Hashirama didn't get him is because Hashirama got a better control over chakra and made wet release. The reason why Naruto has them is because, off of pure luck. He isn't a Senju. He's half Uzumaki and half Namikaze. So that's the reason why Naruto has them and Hashirama doesn't. Boom. But, anyway, I'll be starting off this what if. So, Naruto's life would be around the same. Nothing would really change. He would still have the nine-tailed fox. Minato and Kushina would still die. And Naruto would still be by himself. But the difference changes one day. Naruto would be 7 years old, and he would just be walking around the village. I know around this point, Sasuke's clan is dead. I'm pretty sure the Uchiha clan is taken out at this point. So at this point, the Uchiha clan are taken out, and Naruto is just walking around the village. He would end up seeing Sasuke, as you know, Naruto and Sasuke would constantly interact, giving glares at each other, and Naruto would just walk or run away. But this time, Sasuke would be training. Sasuke would sit over top the little dock as he would as usual, and look out at the lake or at the pond. But the difference is Sasuke would be doing fireball jutsu. He would just be practicing it. As Naruto would look on in amazement, the fact that Sasuke could do something like this. After a little while, Sasuke would end up realizing Naruto staring at him. As soon as Sasuke and Naruto's eyes meet, Naruto would end up blushing. He's not gay. No, I'm not doing that. He's just embarrassed. Please. He would end up blushing, turning away, and running away. And after that, but while running, he will eventually end up slowing down, just thinking about what he interacted. He would be thinking, the fireball jutsu that Sasuke did was so cool. I wonder how he did that. It was amazing. Also during the same day, what is his name? Hiruzen, the third Hokage, would end up meeting up with Naruto. Or meeting up with Naruto in his apartment, as he would be asking Naruto how he was doing. Naruto would say good, but he wants some decorations around his house, but he doesn't know what to get. Hiruzen would just simply say, why not just get a flower? And Naruto would think that would be a good idea. So he would run down to Ino's family's flower shop. Ino wouldn't be there at the moment. I would say she would be asleep at home or something. As he would end up purchasing an actual flower. When he got, but Hiruzen would also give him a suggestion. Hiruzen would be in with him. Damn. Naruto would just think back on what Hiruzen said. Like, it would also be good for you to learn how to take care of flowers. So I would advise you get an actual flower, and then just grow a flower of your own. So Naruto would flash back to the actual shop. He'll still purchase for the actual flower, but it'll be a lilac. But then after that, he will also ask for a pot and for a seed. Or basically supplies to grow a flower. Ino's mom would end up giving them all to Naruto. He would get a pot, dirt, shovel, a little pitcher, a water pitcher, and the seed. He would end up going home. He would plant the seed. As Naruto would end up smelling the lilac, as it would smell amazing. As he would sit it down, as while he's sitting on the pot, he will hold it and like sort of like focus really hard on it. Like, this is the thing that he owns that will be his. The thing that he'll be most attached to, since he doesn't have any attachments. So it'll be the flowers. When Naruto is sort of like, I wouldn't even, like hugging it, I would say. Like, he has it grasped in both hands close to his chest, and then just sitting there really happy, focusing. After that, he would sit it on its windowsill. He would give it water. He would leave open. He would move the curtains out of the way so the flower can get moonlight. It'll end up getting sunlight. As Naruto end up going to sleep. The next day, Naruto will end up waking up with it being extremely hot in his house and him not knowing why. Naruto will end up stretching a little bit and end up walking outside. Or not walking outside. He would end up getting ready to go to the Ninja Academy. He would go. It would be a normal day. But it would be a normal day. As it would be a normal day. But also something different would end up happening when it was time for them to do their sparring. Which, at the end of the day, it would end up being Naruto and Sasuke. And Naruto would, like usual, end up getting dominated. But there's a difference. As Naruto was getting completely dominated and destroyed by Sasuke, he would end up looking over, seeing everybody laughing at him, as he did lose. As Naruto thinking to this as Naruto would end up realizing that nobody truly likes him. Actually, nobody truly likes him. Every time he tries to talk with Sakura, they would always, or talk or play with Sakura or any of the kids, they would usually end up rejecting him, making fun of him, or moving on. The only people that haven't done this are like Shikamaru and Choji. That's about it. Besides that, he has no one else besides him. He would also count Hiruzen, but even then, he's more like a grandfather figure than a friend. So Naruto would realize this. As he would get up, walk back to the line of students, as the day would basically end, as Iruka would let them all out. Iruka would see Naruto sad, as Iruka would try to Naruto, but Naruto wouldn't. As Naruto would continue walk away and go to his home. He'll go home. He would end up going home and checking on his flowers, as he would see that the lilac is doing all right, and the other flower that's just still in the pot. Oh shit! What? As Naruto would look over and see that the flower planted is now fully grown, as in the center of the flower is completely white with two little seed things that look like almost eyes. That almost look like eyes. Then around the white part would be a yellowish, and then around that would be a red. As the stem of it would be a pretty basic green stem with two leaves splitting off the side. As Naruto would look confused on what this is, Naruto would go over, grab it, and sort of lift it up. Like lift it up by the stem to like sort of get a look for it. When he did, it would end up popping out really easily, as Naruto didn't expect this, as he would be confused on what this was. Naruto being excited on how cool it looked, he would end up squeezing it too hard, as it would basically almost pop in his hand. But when this would happen, like a white light would flash around him. Only like light pause. Like zoom, zoom, as after this point, or after the two flashes, Naruto, his clothing wouldn't change, but his hand, but he would feel like that he just got some form of a power up, or he just got something. So Naruto would proceed to hold out his hands and start focusing, as flames would pop out of his hands. Naruto would look in shock as he wouldn't know what would be happening, as he would just focus in his hands as fire, almost like little explosions of flames would just be popping out of his hands. He could, of course, keep a constant flame, but if he didn't, it explosion of flames. Like he would throw out his hand, it was gonna be like an explosion of flames. So while Naruto was doing this, he would realize that he didn't want his house to catch on fire, so he would go outside. He would end up going to the training field and just trying this out. Naruto would be like shooting small fireballs out of his hands, maybe around the same size as bowling balls. When Naruto would be shooting them, they would sort of like divot to the ground really fast, but as soon as they would hit the ground, they would bounce up and then hit the ground again. But each time they would bounce off the ground, they would go faster and faster. So anyway, as you all could possibly figure out, this is the fire flower. Now, the reason why Naruto would have the fire flower, how he gets them, is that basically, depending on what he touches, depends also on on how the item is affected. So if Naruto were to touch like why am I saying like so much? Like how Naruto touched the flower, or had value in the flower, or not the. Oh my god, damn! Naruto had a lot of emotion, or had a large connection to Sasuke's fireball. That's why it became the fire flower, and because he had so much connection to a flower, that's why it became a flower. That's the only reason why. Basically, he creates stuff off of the connection that he holds to it. So basically, if he has like a really deep, like for example, spoilers, the frog suit that Naruto will be getting. The reason he'll be getting that is because of Jiraiya and the connection that he holds to him. Boom. That's just to basically summarize on how he gets his abilities. But basically, Naruto would end up training with the fire flower for a little while. Him not really, as Naruto would end up going to sleep, or as Naruto would end up like running home, going to sleep, waking up the next day, expecting a flower or a fire flower to be in the pot again, but it wouldn't. As he would even try to like shoot out fire, but nothing would come out, realizing that it only lasts for a day. So he would go to class. It would be a normal day. He wouldn't really interact with anybody. He would just keep to himself basically. And as he would keep to himself, as he would end up leaving out out of class, going to Ino's flower shop, as he would like throw out all his money on the table and ask for nothing but seeds. I mean, sorry, not seeds. Seeds, pots, and dirt. That's about it. As Naruto ended up spending all of his expenses on seeds, pots, and dirt. Or no, not all of it. He would, of course, save some for, like, ramen and other such. But besides that would be the main thing he would be doing. So Naruto would spend, like a day just planting and taking care of, like, 50 different flower pots inside of his house now. And then as Naruto would go to sleep and wake up, as he would see a multitude of fire flowers just spread across his house. But Naruto would wake up also in a sweat as well, because it's hot as hell in his house. As Naruto would realize that, so because they're fire flowers, they make the house really hot, because it emits heat. Okay. So Naruto would end up opening up the window, but he would realize that it's also hot as hell outside. So he would just end up taking out the flowers, like setting them inside the refrigerator. As he wouldn't know what to do. He would just take everything out of it and sit all the flowers inside of it. Or at least all the flowers that weren't grown yet. As Naruto ended up walking to school. But this time with a fire flower and like in his back pocket. After this point, the day would pretty much go the same. Naruto would be gloating the entire time about how he had a little trick to beat Sasuke. Everybody would think that as everybody was saying that they had no idea what Naruto was talking about and he's probably just bluffing. But when the sparring finally came along and it was Naruto versus Sasuke, Naruto would be grinning ear to ear. Sasuke would look at Naruto. What are you smiling about? I think he called him loser? What are you smiling about, loser? As Naruto would reach in his back pocket and pull out a fire flower. As he would say this. As Naruto would proceed to squeeze it, as it would end up almost popping, as As the light would flash around Naruto. Do you? Actually, no. Retcon when I said about Naruto's clothes not changing. He would now have a red and white outfit. Boom. All the parts on his outfit that are blue, now white. Everything else, red. Yeah, I just wanted to retcon that. Boom. Why not, right? It's cool, right? Good enough. As Naruto would be looking at Sasuke, everybody else would be confused on what just happened. As Ruka would also be confused as well, as Naruto would just look over at Ruka and say that everything's alright and to just start the fight. Ruka would look over at Sasuke and see if this is okay. Sasuke, also interested, would say it's fine. As the fight would begin, Sasuke would proceed to run at Naruto, as Naruto would jump forward or jump into the air and shoot out like a bowling ball sized fireball at Sasuke. At first, it wouldn't look like it was even gonna hit Sasuke, as it would divot down, as it would hit the ground. People would be thinking like, oh wow, even the fireball sucks. But as soon as it would hit the ground, it would launch at Sasuke faster than he could realize. Well, no, not faster than he could realize, but so fast that he didn't even anticipate it, as he only barely dodged it, as it would singe the tip of his hair, or I guess his bang. After this point, Naruto would land on the ground, as this is basically how the fight would go, as Sasuke would just be dodging Naruto, landing constant strikes, and Naruto only lightly burning Sasuke, only hitting him with a fire blast once. And that was about it, as Naruto would still lose. Naruto would be in complete shock on how he still lost, as everybody would be shocked on how Naruto did that, but they would all also be laughing at him. As he would talk in all this bravado, he even had a power where he used fire and he still lost. As people wouldn't really even care on what Naruto even did anymore, or what that power was even, or what that power even was. Except for Iruka, of course. He still wants to know what the hell that was, but everybody else would just be laughing. After a little while, after school was dismissed, Naruto would stay behind to explain what the fire flower was to Iruka, and Iruka would tell this to the third Hokage. The Hokage would come in Naruto's house, see what he's done to all his food in the refrigerator, as also the fire flowers would still be alive. They're hot enough to, as whenever Naruto would grab them, they wouldn't feel hot as they would. They would feel like it's like a mild cool. But either way, Hiruzen would just sort of be looking at Naruto confused on, like, how did you even do this? As Naruto would basically explain what would happen, as Hiruzen would just assume that it was some KK Genkai that Naruto somehow got. So Hiruzen would just chalk it up to that and tell Naruto that he can't use it at the Ninja Academy anymore. Naruto would be confused on why is Hiruzen just to listen to him, as Naruto would comply. But before Hiruzen leaves, Naruto ended up walking over to him, asking him a question. As Hiruzen would turn around and say, "Yes, Naruto. Can you train me?" That was the shittiest voice I had. Oh my god. Naruto asked Hiruzen to train him. Hiruzen was confused on why, as Naruto would say that even at school, even when he used his fire flower, he still lost to Sasuke. As he doesn't want that to happen anymore. He never wants to lose to Sasuke again. So can he please train him? As Hiruzen would say that he couldn't train him personally, but he can get a trainer for him. That trainer would be Asuma. So of course, during the time, Asuma would be training Naruto on how to fight, he would make him also a better tactician, if he would. He would just make Naruto smarter. He would say to use his head more and to also listen to class. So Naruto, whenever he would go to school, he would listen, he would work out at home, he would work on making more fire flowers. But also something else, Hiruzen would have also given Naruto like a different type of, it wouldn't even be an apartment, he would give Naruto a house. It would be like a decent sized house with a decent sized yard Because of this, the yard would have like consistently just one really big greenhouse. But this greenhouse was used to store all of Naruto's fire flowers. But anyway, Naruto would basically be working out at home. He would be working on his fighting style with Asuma. He would be working on his he will basically be getting smarter, he'll be getting better at tactics. And then there's also his personality wouldn't really change that much. But should I? No, yeah, I'm just gonna go over it. So basically, over the years, Naruto would just be doing this. As after a little while, Naruto would still lose to Sasuke whenever they spar, but he would be a lot more close, and people would be realizing this. After Naruto lost for the, I would say, 5th time to Sasuke, he would stop choosing Sasuke for the sparring, and he would start choosing people like Kiba, Shino, or even Choji. The reason he would choose somebody like Kiba is because, well, Kiba's probably the closest person to him in strength in the class, maybe even above him. Reason he would choose Choji is because the reason he would choose Choji and Shikamaru is because he needed to constantly test his smarts against Shikamaru, like to see who could come up with a better tactic to beat the other. As Shikamaru will also end up realizing this and just tell Naruto to play Chogi with him, as that would also be something that Naruto would be doing. And the reason he would go up against Choji is just because is because the Akamichi are also known for their expansion jutsu and their strength as well. So, yeah, he just wanted to see what Choji could really do. But after that point, we would skip around when Naruto was 13 years old. He would be wearing the outfit that he is in the thumbnail. He'll be wearing, of course, orange pants, but a simple black t-shirt with a red spiral on it. He'll be wearing fishing net from halfway on his forearm. Halfway, or looks like halfway up his bicep and a little bit down and halfway down the forearm and halfway up the bicep. He'll be wearing two large beaded bracelets on both hands. And also he would have like a really large pouch on his back to hold all the fire flowers that he has. As he will also be going to school, and of course, and also something else, Asuma would also teach Naruto the Shadow Clone Jutsu. The reason for this, that Asuma would also try to teach Naruto Jutsu, but he would realize that Naruto couldn't. Actually, no, he would teach Naruto one of the basic academy techniques, but he would realize that Naruto couldn't do the Clone Jutsu because it took so little chakra reserves. So that means he needed more chakra control because of the Nine Tails. Asuma realized this, teach him the Shadow Clone Jutsu, and Naruto would pass the exams. He would be put on Sasuke's team. He would be put on the team with Sakura, Sasuke, and of course Naruto. Whatchamacallit? What was I saying? Right. And well, they would still meet up with Kakashi. The same stuff would happen. And I'm going to continue off when they go on the bell test. And that's all for today. Hope you all have a nice day. Hope you all do too. Like, subscribe. I also like to shout out all 3 subscribers that I've made so far. Let's go. Hope you all have a nice day.